everybody listen to Darren Carter. Yeah. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to a Pocket Party. Pocket Party. They're wrong.
And we're back. Hey everybody, it's your host Darren Carter, the Party Starter, special edition of the Pocket Party Podcast. Why is it special? Because I ran into Mike Black. I said, dude, we got to do a podcast.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Tell them where we're at.
Right now we're sitting in my car in the parking lot of a shutdown Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah. We had a very lovely meal with a lot of ketchup, of course. If you know Darren, if you've ever eaten with him, he got visibly upset when he shook our ketchup container and it was empty, and he stood up and started trying to swap ketchups with other tables, and finally the waitstaff was like, can we help you? And he was like, maybe this one is full, and they were like, would you like a new ketchup? Well, just get you one, you don't have to do this.
I'm the ketchup king. I didn't realize I like ketchup, but then you did. You noticed you right away.
Yeah. I don't know how you would have time to realize it. It's always gone by the time you empty the bottle every time.
Yeah. I don't like that noise either. You know, the noise of a half empty. Yeah, I hate that noise. Dude, I hate that ketchup bottle noise. I don't. It's like I like to fill it up and have some weight and like, oh yeah, we're in for a good time.
I'm willing to take the trade-off.
Yeah.
From the old Heinz 57 bottle that everyone's like, oh, the trick to it is you hit the 57 or you do. No, the trick is you wait a half hour and then it suddenly spills all over everything. Right. It was terrible.
Oh, yeah, remember they were like, you got to put a knife in, and then it drips out, and you got to put it at a 43-degree angle.
It's a glass bottle, you idiots. Yeah. You're going to break it and then get glass shards all over everything.
Oh, gosh, no. Oh, gosh, no.
But, yeah, it's much better the way it is now with the plastic farty bottle.
No, that was cool. They gave me a brand new bottle, man. I feel like a king, dude. I feel like the ketchup king. It's like
royalty in the world of ketchup.
That's right.
You know that there is a Batman villain called, maybe with all the new DC movies and stuff happening, maybe this is the part you were born to play. There is a Batman villain called the Condiment King.
No way.
Who is armed with ketchup and mustard. That's his big weapon of choice.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he was in the Batman animated series and a few other things. But I think you could pull it off. I'll take a Google search and show you what he looks like.
Nice.
And, you can see if it's something you'd tell your team to get you an audition for it, you know.
Yeah, I like ketchup and I like mustard and that's funny. There he is. Look this guy up, guys. The Condiment King.
Yeah, his mask looks like a pickle. And he's got two big tankers of ketchup and mustard on his back.
That's hilarious. I also like mayo, though.
The face is not too far off. I think you could pull this guy off.
Yeah, he kind of has that look like,
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that's what he sounds like.
Mustard, eh?
And notice how, like, most heroes have briefs on. Yeah. This guy's wearing full-on tighty-whities.
Dude, I already have it. I got the wardrobe.
So write in and let us know. Get
it? Let us know. Let us.
Yeah. Have Warner Brothers demand that Warner Brothers make Darren Carter the Condiment King.
Yeah. By the way, I got to say, it's so good to have you on the podcast, man. I've been, running and gunning and going all around, and lately I've done some episodes with the one and only John DeResta, but it's hilarious. I wanted to get him on. It was a great get because he just recently had a kidney transplant, and he bounced back way faster than even he thought. You know, he thought he was gonna be laid up in a bed for like 8 weeks, but no, dude, he was out and about, and he actually has already started to do a couple of shows, and so I put the podcast out with him, and he got a transplant from his son, and then. The episode before this, from the comedy team Mac and Jamie, Jamie came on because he had a heart transplant, and he's like, hey, I heard the podcast. I'd love to come on and talk about my transplant.
His heart? Yeah. Now wait, was it his partner in comedy's heart?
No.
Does he have all the organs? They're just one guy now.
The comedy team.
They just sew his head onto his shoulder and two-headed comedy team. Frankenstein.
Yeah, before it was Mac and Jamie. Now it's Mac in Jamie.
Yeah, Mac on Jamie.
Yeah, I got his heart, his liver, his kidney. I took his brain, his corneas. No.
One eye is green, one's brown.
Yeah. He's a new condiment king, I tell you.
Man, that is messed up. But that's
I know.
good,
but he's alive and he's good. And
but so now you're the transplant podcast.
I know. I was like, dude, do you have any hair transplants or any kind of transplant?
I have some old school metal fillings, in my teeth from a dentist that I think has passed on.
Damn.
So, they're very old, like in my molars, basically.
Wow. Yeah. It's funny.
But no, I don't have anything.
About 10 years ago, maybe longer, the dentist took out those metal fillings and put it in porcelain.
Oh, yeah.
So if I laugh real hard, like, ha, 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 at least it's all, porcelain, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Because that's kind of remember that? There was kind of a way you could tell if someone was older. Like if they'd laugh and you'd have gold teeth back there.
Yeah, I am one of those people. I have
you have gold teeth?
Not gold, but I think it's just silver, yeah. But I hadn't really thought about it. I figured
till I brought it up. Son of a bitch.
It's probably silver or some other lead or something.
Damn. Asbestos.
I have no idea. But I had a few teeth that were in pretty bad shape when I was a kid because I was just super into candy, and so they filled my mouth up with metal, and there you go. And I had braces for a while, and that kind of straightened out my front teeth, but that's about it as far as like any kind of implants or anything.
Well, you know what that reminds me of, because I wanted to talk to you about radio, and when you said braces, I was listening to this podcast. They were talking about back in the day they would put the radio antenna on the other side of the border, so the towers would be in Mexico, and they could broadcast all across. Like when they turned it up, like it would be like all the way up to North Dakota and as far as like the Mississippi. And they said that sometimes the signal would pick up on people's, like the children's braces, and also like the barbed wire fences that you could hear like a little bit of radio. And can you imagine like hearing a little radio on the barbed wire fence or like even on your own braces like that? Yeah,
that would be really bizarre. I'm sure a lot of kids thought they were insane because they're getting a Mexican radio station coming through their teeth,
Yeah.
And well,
no, it would be American DJs with American music, but then they would break the law by putting the tower right in there in Tijuana or Laredo, New Laredo, Mexico.
Can you imagine you're like a sixth grader and you're talking to one of your buddies, and all of a sudden live on the radio it's Wolfman Jack, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. Hey there, guys and girls, it's the Wolfman.
Remember him?
Yeah.
He had a Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh, no way.
The Wolfman Jack show.
Wow.
And you can Google it. It's crazy. It was, someone looked at his life and was like, this should definitely be a kid's cartoon.
I think Fraser Smith, our buddy Fraser Smith, from KLOS Radio.
Yeah.
He said he went to a Christmas party once, and I want to say that he said the Wolfman had a shotgun and was trying to shoot the moon.
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, that guy was out of his mind.
Right.
And,
I went down the rabbit hole of radio recently, and I was just thinking about how much radio was a part of our lives, and then it's slowly, or maybe quickly, I don't know, if you guys ask yourself, how often do you listen to FM radio, and how often do you listen to AM radio? I mean, we're just not...
Yeah,
it's not like...
It's anywhere near what it used to be.
Right.
But, speaking of Fraser, he had a long history in radio. He was on KMET, and I think it was CSUN was the other one. But, he goes way, way back.
Yeah, KLSX, KLOS. Now he's on KLOS.
And we did Vegas together with Andrew Dice Clay, and we had to do radio in the morning. And Dice kind of stopped us before we went in the station. He's like, these guys are probably going to tackle me and mob me for autographs and stuff, so be ready. And we were like, oh, okay. And sure enough, everyone comes running as soon as we get in the station. and they all kind of bank around Dice and mob Frasier.
Wow.
He was like such a beloved radio personality to them.
Yeah, I've heard that he was like the Howard Stern of the West Coast back in the 80s.
He broke a lot of different bands like Guns N' Roses, and he was like the first guy to play
Van
Metallica
Halen and all
Van
that.
Halen. Yeah. And this is something that not even a lot of radio people know. You remember the show Quantum Leap?
Yeah.
And the whole idea was that the guy would leap into different people and help fix their lives and then leap to the next person.
Yeah.
It was a really great idea for a show. Well, in the last season, they started having him leap into historical figures, and so in one episode, he wakes up in the body of Elvis, and he's like, oh, what am I doing? And he's supposed to do a concert that Elvis didn't do.
Wow.
And it changes the course of history, right? And so the concert is for a local radio station, and the DJ running the radio station and running the concert is played by Fraser Smith.
Wow. I got to look that up.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a pretty easy episode to find because it's about Elvis, But yeah, I remember watching it and going, I know that guy. That's so bizarre.
That's so cool. That's cool. Yeah, I was thinking about like some of those phrases you'd hear on the radio, like lock it in and rip the knob off. That cool kind of, you know what I mean? Like
we'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Yeah.
That was for like the monster truck.
Yeah. Sunday.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Live at the Coliseum.
Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot,
The station that reaches the beaches and rules the pools. You can hump by the dump.
What station was that?
I don't know.
What were they doing in Fresno?
I know. Oh yeah, Fresno. We'd have because I worked at a station. That right out of high school, I didn't know if I was going to be in. I wanted to do radio. I wanted to do comedy. I was like, maybe I could be a comedian. Maybe I could do more because of course you look at like I remember on Career Day, they had Career Day and they didn't have stand up comic, but they did have like morning DJ. Of course, those guys made the most because they showed you the different if you're an afternoon drive, you might make this much, but if you're a morning DJ, you'll make money. And of course, I actually talked to a guy that he's going to do the podcast. He Mike Dawson, classic rock radio. Adam Carolla, Mike Dawson. But Mike said that he basically said that like a DJ may struggle for the first 12 years, and then if he's lucky, he'll make a living for about 30 years and then just try to hang on after that. And I was like, that sounds depressing as hell.
Yeah.
And also how those guys have to move around a lot. And if you've ever noticed in radio, they're almost like heartless. They'll just fire them. Like you'll be loving the radio guys on Friday and then boom, an all new program on Monday or they'll just switch formats.
Yeah. And I've gotten into this guy, Greg Beharrell on KLOS.
Oh, is he from Fresno?
No, but he does a whole bit about
Fresno.
This is what's going on in Fresno, and it's just like 30 seconds of news from Fresno. And he does it every show, and he'll just pick like a random news clipping.
People mention that guy's name to me at shows, occasionally. I got to look into him. Greg B. Harold.
He's really funny, really out there. Sort of, he kind of reminds me of Deadpool. Like if Deadpool had a radio show, it would be something like that. But a lot of stoner kids call in, and he'll just kind of mess with them on air, but in a very nice sort of way,
That's cool. I remember they had this radio contest. Remember radio? They always have contests too,
Oh yeah.
One of the big one was cool. My wife won actually. It was K-Earth 101.
Oh yeah.
And it was how many times can you say K-Earth 101 in 10 seconds?
What was her record?
I want to say, don't quote me, honey, if I get it wrong, but I think she did it 18 times. And you get $100.
K-Earth 101.
K-Earth. Oh, you got a timer on your phone?
Yeah, we're gonna go for. You're gonna break your wife's record.
Okay.
How many times did she say?
I think she did it 18 in 10 seconds.
18 in 10 seconds.
Yeah, you tell me when to go.
Okay. We're going to count down to 0, and then you go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
K-Earth 101, K-Earth 101, K-Earth 101.
Okay, we're going to stop because you didn't know what you were doing.
Oh. Say on your mark, get set, go.
Okay. That'll be much easier.
Okay.
On your mark, get set. For the record this time, on your mark, get set, go.
Carrots 101, 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 Carrots 101.
Okay, stop. How many times did you say it?
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I thought you were counting. Let's just say it was
watching the watch.
Let's just say it was 19.
It was more than 10. I know that.
Damn. Should we try it again? Nah, this is boring.
No, we're gonna try it again.
Try it again.
This time, count.
Okay. How about I do it and you count? Because she didn't have to count herself, so the DJ listened and he counted.
All right,
okay.
Ready?
Right. Yes.
Get set. Go.
Carrots 101, 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 Carrots 101.
Okay, I stopped a little behind. I'm gonna say you said it 15 times.
Damn, and that clock says 12 seconds.
Yeah, I knocked off 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Because I stopped it.
Damn, I would have only won us $1,500.
That's a lot of money. How much did she win?
She won $1,800.
Yeah, so you were
She's
behind.
faster.
Yeah, she's faster.
Dude, I should be like I should practice being like a, what do you call it? 35, 45, yeah, like an auctioneer.
Yeah.
But an auctioneer could probably like go really fast.
What is this? Oh, that's
another clock. Do you want to try it? I wonder how many fast you could do it.
Okay.
Do you want to say Pocket Party Podcast instead of Carrots 101?
No, I want to stick with Carrots 101.
Okay.
But
I'll count. You do the timer and I'll count. All right, here we go. On your mark, get set, go.
Carrots 101, 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 Carrots 101.
Oh, I do it like 16 or 17 times.
$1,700.
You're like, pay up, bitch.
That's what you owe me now.
Damn. And people...
I didn't agree to any of that.
I wonder if anyone's looking at us going, what are those two weirdos doing in that car?
They're saying Carrots 101.
We're doing fantasy gambling of a radio station.
I am familiar with this contest.
Yeah.
And I did practice in my car one day.
You did?
Just in case.
Wait, is it a dog? That's a coyote right there.
Oh, it's a coyote.
Wow.
Yeah, they can't hear him on the radio. But yeah, a coyote just walked past. Don't honk at it.
No, wait. Look, there's another one. There's another one.
Yeah, that's why you don't honk at it.
I'm in the contest mode. There's another one. There's another one. Dude, there's a second coyote.
When we're eaten by a pack of coyotes doing this podcast.
Wow. Look at that guy.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking dogs.
Yeah, they actually are, hon. I like how they just keep moving. They're not trying to bug nobody.
They just want food.
Wow.
And but yeah, they're crazy. You know.
So you remember being in a car listening to the contest?
Yeah, and so I was like, just practicing how fast I could say it to myself. And the guy in the lane next to me looked over and was like, "What is wrong with that guy?"
I remember when I was in Fresno and they were like 106 KKDJ. You guess what is the first day of summer we reach 106 degrees, and on 106 KKDJ you'll win a chance to win $106.
That was it?
That was it.
For 106 degrees?
Yeah, so you try to guess when it's going to be 106 because they're 106, and
they should have given you like a fan or an air conditioner or something.
I was like, dude, I'll just move and somewhere by the beach.
$106.
Keep your $106.
Yeah, I don't want it. It'll burst into flames.
I worked at B95 back then in the late 80s, and I did overnights, and then I finally got to be on the radio and stuff. It was B95. Their whole thing was B95, Fresno's Killer B. And then their request lines were called our B lines. Our B lines are open. Ooh, you almost made the right call. You got stung.
Was there any sort of like win the honey money?
Yeah, win the honey money. Yeah, the honey money. And
God,
I know. I remember I got scolded once for remember
you were sued by the stand-up comedian Killer Bees.
yeah.
You guys are stealing my whole thing.
Damn Killer Bees. There's a comedian named Killer Bees, but no, I remember I would purposely play like Michael Jackson records so I could do my Michael Jackson voice, and then the program director came in and like scolded me. But I would start to play like a
He was like, stop playing so much Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I'd be like, hello, this is Michael. I just happened to be driving by on the 99 freeway, and I'd like to call Darren Carter on B95. I'd like to request Smooth Criminal. And then he's like, I remember him just opening the radio station door. And he's like, this is our music station, not a comedy station. So let's play music. Enough of the impressions.
No, he didn't want you doing any impressions in between. Well, that guy sucks.
I know.
And his radio station sucks.
I know.
Why? What a dumb thing. Like, not letting people, especially of Michael Jackson. That's just crazy.
I know.
Have you seen the new movie, Michael?
I didn't, but my son did. My son Austin did. Oz the bass boss. Oz the bass boss. Him and his buddies dressed up like Michael. That was the plan. And then when they got together, my son was the only one that dressed like Michael. So that was like,
So they lied to him.
Yeah. Well, they're just. They're like. They got shot. They grabbed like a brown leather jacket. Like, dude, that's not really a Michael jacket.
So they did their best for like kids that have never heard of Michael Jackson.
Right.
They're trying.
Yeah. Oh, one of his friends couldn't even name one Michael song. Can you believe it?
Well, yeah, because it was 50 years ago.
Dude, but Michael was such a phenom, like for our generation. Like here's a picture of my son Austin.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
He picked the creepiest version of Michael Jackson.
Yeah. He's got the mask on and the wig.
Wow.
But they wouldn't let him wear the mask at the theater,
Oh, well, yeah.
And they're like, and you can't just have it in your hand. You got to put it in your backpack, so you had to put the mask away.
Man, they're hard asses at that.
He said it was amazing. He really liked it. Have you seen the movie
I thought
yet?
it was very good. My experience with Michael Jackson is like every kid in the 80s. I was obsessed when Thriller came out, and I was like, this guy's so amazing. And our roller rink had a thing where it was like if you dressed up or even mentioned Michael Jackson on a certain day, they had 2 posters you could choose from of Michael Jackson, and they would give you that for going to the roller rink. And I had a whole costume like him for Halloween.
Wow.
And I knew how to do the moonwalk. A lot of kids didn't know how to do it, but I was able to do it. And I saw the Jackson 5 Victory Tour.
Oh, yeah.
At Mile High Stadium. And it was crazy. It was totally packed, totally sold out. That
was at the height, right? That was like mid 80s, like 1984 maybe?
Yeah, like maybe 85.
85, something like that, yeah.
And
I remember the name of that tour, yeah.
Yeah, the Victory Tour. And that was the one that Joe Jackson kind of demanded he do, even though he was already very famous on his own.
Yeah. Well, how did that? Let me ask you about that. That what you remember from it, how did this show progress? Like, who went on first, and how did it end? Like, what was the vibe?
Okay, I'll tell you everything that I remember from. Like, we're up in the nosebleeds. Keep in mind. The first thing that happens on stage is a guy comes out and juggles fireballs.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone, like, booed him off stage.
Really?
They were like, we don't want any of this.
By the way, that guy's name is probably a comedian named Chris Bliss. Did you know that? He's a juggler named Chris Bliss.
He's a skinny white guy.
Yeah, you can look it up online, you guys. Did he do, I want to say if it's the same guy, which I know it is, because he used it as a credit, unless every juggler in the world lies. But you could look it up online. I think he juggled, and he did it to like a Beatles song, right? Like the Beatles song is playing, and he's juggling, and he's.
Everyone was so booing so loudly that I couldn't tell you what song, but it was. He had suspenders. I remember that, and then he packed up his balls and went away, and rightly so. You know, and then they started playing the music from "I Can Feel It."
The Jackson. And that's like a Jackson 5 song when they were like men, though, right?
Yeah.
I can feel
now,
it.
so that's playing.
I can feel it.
They've got like a fiery sort of background going on stage, right?
Yeah.
And these 5, everyone thinks I'm making this up, but this is true. These 5 dark crystal-looking Muppets in armor.
Yeah.
Gigantic Muppets come on stage, and the Muppets are all wearing armor and they're all carrying swords.
Wow.
And as that's happening, James Earl Jones or someone like him, someone who sounded like him, is doing a monologue about the battle between good and evil.
Wow.
And music, and how music is such a big part of that battle, and
the battle between good and evil,
sorcery and magic in the world, and the link to it is music.
And the link to it is music.
And then the 5 dark crystal Muppets in armor raise their swords to the heavens. They unite the swords in the sky, and a laser shoots from the back of Mile High Stadium.
Wow.
Hits the swords. The 5 Muppets, I'm not making this up, all 5 of the Muppets explode, and the Jacksons replace them. Like when the smoke clears, the Jacksons are standing there. And Tito starts playing a riff.
Wow.
And Jermaine starts playing guitar. And Randy or whoever is doing something. And the Jackson that nobody knows does another thing.
Yeah.
And then Michael moonwalks center stage.
Oh my gosh.
Does a spin, does that thing where he lands on his toes, and he goes, "Oh!" And I passed out.
Oh my!
That's the last thing I remember.
You guys happening. It must have been so amazing.
In the 80s, at that time, it was the most amazing thing that's ever happened to anyone.
And then I heard that. I don't know if this was just in LA, but I heard that at that moment he goes, "Whoo!" And it gets deathly quiet, and he goes, "Kareth 101, Kareth 101, Kareth 101."
Yes, that's exactly what he did.
And he got like $1,800, but
yeah, it's for him not that big a deal, but he did it just. He sent that money to Prince just to be a dick.
Yeah, in your face.
Can I tell you a story about that?
Yeah.
About another 80s icon that I got to see before he passed on.
Yeah.
Was Pee Wee Herman at the LA Convention Center. Go ahead.
Oh, wow, Mike. Kareth 101.
Yeah. And it was brilliant. It was his, the Pee Wee's Playhouse show.
Yeah.
But, like 20 years later. And, like, I remember on the show he was collecting tinfoil. And he had a ball that was about like 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
And so someone brings him tinfoil on the show, and they roll out a ball that's like 60 feet tall, covered in tinfoil. Yeah. And so it was a really fun show. But me and my buddy John Jankow, shout out to my old college pal John Jankow, we got to do a Q&A with him afterwards. And someone asked Mr. Rubin, Paul Rubin, have you ever gotten stage fright? And he said, the one time I got stage fright was from working with Michael Jackson. And he was like, it was a video that he did with John Landis where the gag was there's gonna be an explosion, and he would go flying through the air, and they'd go, Michael, are you okay? And they'd turn him over, and I'm his stunt double. Pee Wee Herman is the stunt double. Yeah. So he was like, so I had to sit in makeup right next to him, and we're in the same costume and everything, because that's the bit that I'm his stunt double. And he goes, and I'm sitting there, and no one's told me anything like, talk to Michael, don't talk to Michael, don't look at my, no one said anything. We're just sitting there. And I think back, and I was like, I've been obsessed with him since the Groundlings. I used his music to warm up and stuff like that. And he was like, this is my one chance to talk. I'm sitting next to Michael Jackson, and I'm sitting next to Michael Jackson. And so that's what his mind is doing, but he doesn't know if he's allowed to say anything. And so finally, someone comes in and goes, Pee Wee, we need you in 3 minutes. I've got 3 minutes.
Wow, I've got 3 minutes to talk to Michael Jackson.
He goes, I gotta say something. And so finally he was like, I started hearing words coming out of my mouth, but I didn't think about what I was saying. And I just go, so, do you like Prince?
Oh, no.
And Michael Jackson goes, Prince was so mean to me. 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 And he's like, I broke Michael Jackson. And he goes,
let me see what that would be like. Wow. So do you like Prince? Prince was so mean to me. He was so mean to me. Prince was so mean to me.
That's exactly what was happening. He goes, and so then he gets quiet. And the makeup people, like, stop doing anything. They're just like, what's happening? And he goes, and I don't say anything. And you could hear a pin drop in the room for, like, a minute long. And then finally, Michael goes, Prince came to pick up LaToya for a date. And I said, hi, Prince. And he was so mean to me. And he was like, and so Pee-wee goes, I don't know if Prince even said anything back. He might have just left, and might not have known. He was like, I have no idea what he thinks Prince being mean to him
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But he was like, but yeah, it scared the hell out of all of us. I thought they were going to fire me.
Oh, my gosh.
But I love that story. I just
That's funny.
Prince was so mean.
And they were going to, I think Michael wanted to do bad with him, like back
right,
and forth,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the opening line for that song is, your bud is mine.
Yeah.
Because I heard Prince talk about that, right?
Yeah, and Prince was like, yeah, we ain't doing a song where...
Because I know I'm not going to say it. And I know for damn sure you ain't going to say it.
Right.
And in my ass, and your ass ain't mine. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well,
your bud is mine.
They had a couple of times where they were going to work together. You saw that We Are the World documentary where Prince was like in the parking lot and decided at the last minute, he's like, I don't want to do this with Michael. And they had such a weird rivalry.
It's such huge icons back in the 80s, back in those days, man. I mean, I know there's still some now, but like, come on, man.
But like, the thing, you saw This Is It, right?
Yeah. This is it.
When he's talking about, if I'm not awake to get these dreams and these ideas, God will give them to Prince or Madonna.
Ooh.
And it's like, I hate to say it, he might have been right.
I know.
It's like the proof is in the pudding. He was successful as hell.
Yeah.
Right up until the end.
Yeah.
So maybe kids at home, stay awake.
Stay awake.
So God can give you ideas.
Yeah, it's like a river flowing by. You want to grab those ideas. You want to act on it and be open to those.
Always be awake, never sleep. Like Michael did.
Right. Well, no, he means, I think also like your antenna has to be pointed, and you have to be ready to receive those that creative. You know what I mean. Like, I just finished an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience he had on John Fogerty. I don't know if you listened to that one. But,
no, I didn't listen to the episode.
But you know who John Fogerty is. You probably heard some of these stories before, but he was talking about how he came up with some of the songs, some of those big hits, and and it's what you just described, like having your mind open.
Yeah.
And then you tinker around. You go, oh wait, I have a piece of a song in my notebook called like for Proud Mary. Right. It was the day he got his honorable discharge from the Army Reserves, and he was so excited, so happy. Yeah. And he goes, I remember I did a cartwheel in the front yard, and I was just like, immediately I just started kind of singing, like, left a good job in the city.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, that could be a song, working for the man every night and day. And then he's filling it, and then he said, rolling on the river. Yeah. And he goes, what could this be? And then he said, at one point he went back he looked at his notebook and he saw the word Proud Mary. And he thought, Proud Mary, that's what it is. It's a name of a boat. Like, people name their boats. Uh-huh. He goes, it could be a river boat.
The river, yeah.
Rolling on the river. Yeah, I love the,
Yeah, the Ike and Tina version.
Oh my gosh.
Like, talk about taking something and running with it. Yeah. Man, just that intro that she gives about, we don't do anything nice.
Yeah, tell me, how's it go? Yeah.
That's the only part that I really remember.
What did she say?
It's all about...
it's like a slow build.
Yeah, this very slow build about, like, you may think we're a little rough and you want to hear something nice and easy, but one thing about us is we don't do anything nice and easy. Yeah. And it's such a precursor for her life that it adds so many layers to it. But that cover is one of the greatest covers of all time. And it's one of those that it's great just to hear it, but to see them perform it and see her do those moves, like the dance moves that she does in between, it's just phenomenal.
It goes from a slow rolling on her to like, left a good job. They're just like, damn, it's so good.
Once they ramp it up,
my goodness,
and it really gets going, it is a thing of beauty to watch.
I also like Elvis covering it. Did you ever hear the Elvis version?
No, I don't think I did. Did you see that new Elvis movie?
No, I want to see it.
Because it had a lot of stuff of him covering songs that I wasn't familiar with him doing, that he did for the Vegas show, and I don't think a lot of them ever got fully recorded. Like, one of them was Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Wow.
I had never heard him sing that song before, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I would remember that. You know, and he had a few other ones that were like of that time period.
Is that song goes doon 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 doon
that exact one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's like you can hear him doing it, but and but that movie was really interesting. You know where it came from was Baz Luhrmann getting ready to do the Elvis movie that he was making, and he found so much great stuff that had been kind of in mothballs and like deteriorating, and restored it, and a lot of it was stuff that no one had ever seen before, like, or since it had been recorded they hadn't seen it, you know. So some of them
we actually, it's so funny, we bought tickets, my wife and for the family, we were gonna go see it, and then something came up, I don't know what, somebody got sick, and we're like, I can't, so you're like, we can't make it, and it was a limited showing at the IMAX, right? But I think you can rent it now or something, but
probably,
because I started seeing all these comments, people are like, it's like the closest you're ever gonna get to see him in concert.
It was really well done, and seeing it in IMAX with like a good sound system made a big
Shout
difference.
out to your mom if she's listening to this episode, man. I know
sure
she's a big Elvis fan, and she's very supportive. Every now and then she'll send me something. She's like, "Hey, send this to your son, us, the bass boss." And
she's a
sweet
fan
person, man. That's
loves to encourage any sort of artist, you know. So shout out, mom.
Shout out, mama. Hey, mama.
But she I wanted her and my dad to see it, but they didn't get a chance. They'll probably see it at home,
like on a streaming service or something. But I mean, I heard that IMAX was just like, I was like, dang, I got to see it, but I'll see it. I'm a huge Elvis fan. Speaking of covers, you know what I forgot that he covered? You know that song Bad Bad Leroy Brown?
Oh yeah, Jim Croce.
Yeah,
great song.
You know who covered it? Believe it or not, Frank Sinatra.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's not AI.
That
it's
would
a
be
real
interesting.
Because I played it, my wife goes, "Is that AI?" No, I remember seeing this a few years ago. It's like because he's
really
bad, bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole dang. You know,
man,
it's kind of cool actually, in a weird way.
You know, I felt like a dope the other day. I was out with a friend, and you know, you have those breaks where you look at your phone, and a video came up of a horse during an earthquake protecting its owner, like standing over him.
Aww.
And I was like, I showed that to my friend. I was like, that's kind of cool. And then she gets on her phone and looks it up, and she's like, it was AI. And I was like, I should know better by now than, you know.
I know. It's so realistic, though.
Too good to be true.
Right. You know? Like, I saw the perfect video. It was a possum. And it saw its own reflection, like it was getting some food, and there was a mirror, and it's eating out of the dog bowl, and then it looked up, and then it saw itself, and it instantly rolled over and played dead. And I'm like, oh, it's hilarious. And then of course the comments like, you old boomers, like that's AI. You know, like, haven't you ever noticed that it's caught on a ring cam? It's always like a lion comes on a guy's front porch or whatever.
Yeah, it's a little too bizarre.
But something like that seems like it'd be real, you know.
Yeah, it really looked realistic, but it was like, oh well, you know.
Oh wow!
You catch what you can.
So back to the victory tour. So Michael. So it builds a crescendo. He does a moonwalk. He goes, "Whoo!"
Yeah.
And then after that, does Michael take over the? So they only did a few of the Jackson 5s in the beginning, or
they kind of mixed it up. It was like
I see.
You know, like it was like two of theirs and then one of his, and two of theirs, one of his, and then they ended with Thriller, I think. And then did like Fireworks.
Wow.
And they did kind of like, if I remember correctly, they kind of gave each other awards and stuff.
Oh, really?
Like, and the fans were all saluted, and you know, it was a very bizarre.
What?
You're
thing. The best brother. No, you're the best brother.
Yeah, and like this was right around the Olympic.
Yeah,
because they had like a torch was a big part of the logo for it.
Wow.
But yeah, it was really bizarre. Something seeing something like that is like ground zero of pop culture.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't realize like just what an impact it had until later. You're like, God, yeah, we were at that crazy thing that happened, you know.
I'm also a huge Prince fan, but I never saw him in concert.
I never got to see Prince. Yeah. No, a friend of mine did, and she said that she saw him at House of Blues, and that he opened in a brilliant way. He said, tonight we're going to turn the House of Blues into the House of Purple. Oh. And then, you know, started playing. And when they left, everyone was given a copy of his latest greatest hits album for free with their ticket. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Have you ever won a radio contest?
Yes.
No, you haven't.
I have.
I don't believe you.
I have. It's funny you say that.
What was it?
It was for the Dr. Demento show. Dr.
Really?
Demento.
That's the best program you could win something from. What did you win?
I did my Michael Jackson impression. I was about 14, and I called, and I did Michael, and they sent me a Dr. Demento T-shirt.
Oh, that's great. Do you still have it?
I don't. Now that I say that out loud, I know.
How how rare that is?
I know. Dude, I'm a huge Dr. Demento fan. It's fun. I thought about that.
I can't believe that you won a Dr. Demento shirt. Most people probably don't even know those exist.
I know.
And what did you do with it?
It's, I moved out. It's back at the foster home that no longer exists, my friend.
Oh, man. Hopefully some foster kid has this cool-ass bitchin' shirt.
I know.
Do you remember what it looked like? Did it just say the Dr. Demento show?
I remember it was 80s, so it probably had like an 80s kind of vibe. I want to say it was a white T-shirt with some cool like neon Dr. Demento.
Right.
That's the vibe I get. I should tonight. I'll look it up and see what it was. It would have been around.
Don't look on eBay because you'll see that it was like $10,000 now or something. You know, Dr. Demento was great. He broke Weird Al.
Yeah,
he was the first to play him and a lot of other weirdos.
So good. Yeah. Remember the Funny Five? And if you guys don't remember, it was I knew it as a weekly radio show. It was it was very comedy oriented, like novelty songs, funny songs. And if you're drawn to comedy, and you obviously are, that's why you're listening to Mike Black and Darren Carter on the Pocket Party podcast. But
Dr. Demento show.
Dr. Demento, yeah, they played a lot of Weird Al Yankovic and
Fish Heads. Remember that the Roly Poly Fish Head song?
Remember, let's sing it. Ready? Fish heads, roly poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Yeah. And I remember some guy had a song about cheeseburgers.
Oh, yeah, and dead puppies.
Yeah, dead puppies. There's a lot of just silly, crazy stuff going on there.
Yeah, a lot of funny stuff, and you'd hear, like, I love that. It's like, I love that, and then I love listening to, like, comedians back in the day, like, they, they would play like an hour of stand-up comedy and different comics from back in the day. I love that whole
a lot of fun stuff
era,
Yeah, it was really a lot of fun.
That's what I was saying, like radio, man. I have a lot of fond memories of radio. I remember falling asleep to Dr. Ruth Westenheimer. Did you ever listen to Dr. Ruth?
What a weird person to fall asleep listening to.
I am Dr. Ruth Westenheimer. Yeah, people would call in with their like sexual problems. So I was like going through puberty listening to this stuff.
So it was like Love Lines before Love Lines, only if it was run by a weird old German lady.
Yeah.
And she was just so sex positive and so crazy,
right?
That people listened for years and years and years, and no one questioned that this weird little old lady was giving them sex advice. But that was her thing. It was nuts.
And there I was, boing, 14, 15 years old, listening to my radio at the lowest volume possible so I wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah, I couldn't handle her. I was like, no, this is too kinky for me. This weird old lady telling us
if you want to give your woman an orgasm.
Yeah, no.
Meanwhile, I'm like, what's that mean? Like,
I was like,
I know it's something naughty, but what is it?
I don't want to associate the word orgasm with her.
Can you imagine your parents come into your room and there you are, like with that blasting on the radio?
No.
I also used to, record Dr. Demento when we'd go to church, so I could like record it because I'm gonna miss it, and then come home and get to hear the ending of the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I didn't.
How about Larry King? You ever listen to Larry King?
Not really.
Oh, I used to love Larry King. That was another one because he would interview people. And,
yeah, that was kind of like podcast before podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, every once in a while he'd have someone on that I cared about. But yeah, I just was not for the most part, I was listening to music on the radio or funny people.
Yeah.
But Larry King, I was like, I don't want to hear an old fart ask questions to people that he doesn't actually care about.
What about I used to love listening to like Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. There were a lot of the like comedy albums that came out that they would play on the radio, like Cheech and Chong's album, and Billy Crystal had a great comedy album. Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Eddie Murphy, that was my favorite. The one where he had like the flower behind his ear.
Yeah, and Robin Williams had some albums. Rodney Dangerfield,
George Carlin.
Fox. Yeah, a lot of great. But it was like those were like albums that you kind of had to like sneak into your house.
Yeah.
And they would play like little bits of it on the radio, but they couldn't play the whole thing, and so like it was kind of beyond radio. You would have to bring it home and listen to it under the cover of night, so you wouldn't get in trouble.
I remember like Christmas novelty songs that you'd hear, like
like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Yeah, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Patsy and Elmo, I think. And Cheech and Chong had one, like a Santa one. It was like a really long one. It was like a 9-minute recording. Or something.
But that was a big
Santa Claus
cottage industry for a while there, and. It was stuff to get high to, basically, for a lot of people.
Yeah, and then what's his name? There was like those Canadian guys too, Bob and Doug.
Yeah, Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas.
That's right.
Yeah, and they did a whole album, and I remember Billy Crystal would have Christopher Guest on his album. And they were kind of a comedy duo for a while there. And now Christopher Guest has, of course, done all these different Waiting for Guffman and those kind of movies.
How about you? Did you ever like enter a radio contest or win a radio contest?
I won one for St. Patrick's Day. There was a station that no longer exists here in L.A. called Indie 103.1. And it was all like indie hits and stuff like that. And the band Flogging Molly was playing at the Key Club. It's an Irish band, and they did a thing called Liquid Lunch on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. And I won tickets to that, and they put on just a tremendous show. It was a great Irish sort of punk band doing all these like songs about Ireland and what have you. And so it was really fun. Yeah, that's the only radio contest that I think that I've ever won, yeah.
Or remember they would have like these physical contests where they were like, come down and keep your hand on the car, and the last person to let go of the car gets to keep the car. So people would be like, for days, they would be like touching the car. Some part of their body has to touch the car.
Yeah, I never did that, but I think I could have done pretty well. I don't know if I would have won, but I think the trick is just fall asleep on the car.
But what if you roll away from it? Disqualified. Fudge, I've been here for 4 days.
Yeah, that would suck.
Somebody actually died. There was one where they had like a right drinking water. Do you remember that one? Like drinking the water?
He drank too much water and died.
Yeah, it's Sacramento, I think.
Yeah. What I would want to do is cover myself in like 2-sided duct tape. Mm-hmm. Like get a suit made out of it, and then just flop on the hood, let them try and get me off,
I'm waiting this vehicle.
Yeah, and just sleep there.
I'll be your poster boy.
Get, rig up some sort of bathroom setup.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Don't ooh me.
I forgot all about the bathroom part.
Yeah, eventually you gotta poop or pee or something,
Ooh, that must be the grossest car. You got 80 radio listeners like just peeing all over.
Some guy took a crap on the hood, but it's still a great car. I got it for free. Yeah.
I know. Damn, man. Well, hey, Mike, this has been another fun episode, man. Thank you so much for sharing a meal with me here at Popsicle Boy, and watching coyotes walk by and
yeah, it was a lot of fun. If I get mauled by coyotes on the way out of here, think of Wolfman Jack when that happens.
I know. Always a good time with Mike Black on the Pocket Party Podcast. You guys do us a favor and follow him on Instagram. They can find you on Instagram. Your Instagram is
Mike Black is back, and we have a big show coming up.
Oh yes,
pretty soon.
Oh yeah, Comedy Store, the Belly Room. We'll be there.
Yeah, that is the Comedy Store alumni show.
Oh, it's going to be a huge show. Tom Wilson from Back to the Future. He played the bully.
Yeah,
he's going to be on the show. Pauly Shore.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal. So you get your tickets now if you can.
Yeah, do you know the date? It's the
13th, May 13th.
May 13th, man. So
yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, and do us a favor, share this episode if you're wherever you're listening to it or watching it or
follow, subscribe, all that stuff.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Pocket Party Podcast, and we out.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to the Pocket Party.